Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Red Devil Experience. Manchester United go through to the next round of the FA Cup in what was an absolute cinema of a game. Absolutely brilliant. Fantastic win by Manchester United. We advance on penalties. We won 3-5 on penalties. Match ended 1-1. Listen, I shouldn't even be doing this because I'm still pretty sick, but after that performance, after that result, how can I not do a Red Devil recap? Because you know what? Against all the odds of the players, against all the odds Manchester United faced today, away from home, Arsenal were a little bit quicker than us, better than us. They controlled more of the possession. We were up 1-0, and we get that red card by Dalot. We go down a man. They tied the match. And you know what? Manchester United didn't give up. Our players didn't give up. They kept fighting. They were resilient as ever. And yeah, I think, we much well deserved win for Manchester United. So I think absolutely brilliant. Very, very happy for the team. We're gonna break down the match. We're gonna get into, the match, break it down, analysis. We'll do some live player ratings as we usually do. Before we do that, please smash the like button for me. It helps the channel grow, and if you don't do it for us, at least smash the like button for Manchester United for that win. Berserksy scoring the winning penalty. I think he's fully deserved it with the hard time he's gotten, so I'm very happy that it was him that scored it. I was very nervous for him. I was very, very nervous. I didn't want him to be the guy to miss the penalty, and we ended up losing, and he ended up converting it. So absolutely brilliant for him, absolutely excellent, and just, big shout out to all the players today, because yet again, I think it's very important that we hit home on this immediately, that, we had a brilliant performance against Liverpool, a hard-fought performance, a hard-fought game against Liverpool, the top team in the Premier League. We got a point out of it. And we went into this match, which was no easy match. It was a hard match. We went into this match, and we went down against all odds. Again, even the referee was against us. The calls, the yellow cards, it was all one-way traffic, all yellow cards against us. Lyle's in here. Grace is in here. Lyle's saying, stay humble, eh? Yeah, exactly. Just stay a little bit humble, because I think, they're trying to kick us while we're down, but I think we're seeing things finally coming together under Ruben Amorim. We're seeing things formulate under Ruben Amorim, and I think these past two performances have put a lot of positivity, have put a lot of faith back into Manchester United, and for sure, 110%. I can see the confidence growing in the players. I can see a togetherness in the team. I can see a strength. I can see a formity, a uniform team, just building and growing together. There is a mentality there that is bubbling. It's still on its surface. It's still very early, but I think certainly it's there. You can see it, the fight, the effort that they put in. There's been moments and pure examples of it in the past where we have experienced these sort of things in matches. Our heads drop. We go out of the match. We put the tail between our legs, and we get absolutely embarrassed. We get fended off, and we lose the match, and we go away disappointed and hurt. And these past two matches, that has not been the story. These past two matches have been the complete opposite of that. And I think that credit goes not only to Ruben Amorim, but to the players as well. Because at the end of the day, we've always said this is a team thing. It's not just about the manager. It's not just about the players. It's about the whole thing together. And it seems like it's maybe almost clicking. It's almost clicking. So You know, I think we're getting there. We're getting there. We're gonna get into it a lot more. We're gonna do live player ratings, so if you want to stick around for that as well, you know, get involved in the live chat. Let us know what you're feeling. Let us know what you're thinking. What do you think of the match? How are you feeling after that? Because I'm gonna be quite honest, I shouldn't be doing this. I shouldn't be doing this show. I had 103-degree fever the other day. I was in bed for 24 hours. I wasn't even gonna really do one today. But after what I just seen out there from our players on the pitch, fighting and battling against all odds, I said, how can I not, in the spirit of Manchester United, come on here, even if I'm ill, even if I'm not feeling great, and do a show today and do a Red Devil recap? I had to do it. I had to do it. So I'm here. I'm doing it. I'm not 100%. So bear with me. I might be a little bit low energy than usual. It might seem a little bit unconventional for the win that we just had, but I'm giving whatever I got to be here. So, and shout out to all my people in the chat here. Lyle's in here, Grace is in here, Axe Lord is in here. Grace started off by saying, you know, with her agenda, my boy Dalot trying to sack Amorim as well. I'm so proud of him. Well, we're gonna get into your boy Dalot. I got a little bit of a criticism for him. In that the fact that, you know, he should know better. He should never go to ground on a yellow card like that. You know, it was in probably the spur of the moment, heat of the battle. He was trying to win the ball. I get it, but you got to be a little bit smarter in that. And you know what? Thankfully, his teammates persevered for him. They went on. They won us the match, and we've moved on. So we can kind of move on past that because his misgression hasn't costed us today. And I think we can kind of all look a little bit past that, and it's not as bad as it could have been. I think if we lost the match, a lot of people would be, you know, asking for Dalot to be hung. You know, but I think we can all move a little bit past it, for sure. Lyle said we were so solid and navigated with 10 men so damn well. Amorim is the man, and I think that's one of the big things. And that's what I'm trying to hit home on, is that there is a resilience building in this team, within these players, with the manager. It's coming from the manager, but the players are buying into it. And there is you can see there is something that is bubbling on the surface, and it feels like something is finally actually going to click within this Manchester United team. We all were saying after the Liverpool game, you cannot go in this Arsenal match and just absolutely, you know, not battle it out, not give it your all after you've done it against Liverpool. You can't let it be for nothing. You can't do what you've done in the past and go and give us a brilliant fight and a brilliant, you know, performance against a top team, and you go into the next game and you play like absolute just trash. And they didn't do that today. They didn't do that. Was it the most brilliant, breathtaking football that we played? No. But we went out there with the game plan. We frustrated Arsenal. We played our game. We were defensively solid. We were compact. We did our job. We were away from home. Arsenal is a team that is much further ahead of us in their identity, in where, you know, how they play. They're much stronger in those areas than us. They've been together for much longer, you know, with Arteta and that group of players than Ruben Amorim and our players. So we were always fighting an uphill battle. And our players, I mean, Maguire, Lisandro Martinez, and Dalot were absolutely marvelous in the back today. Absolutely marvelous. They were a wall. They were a wrecking ball. They were everything. They were everything you needed them to be. Altayar Baynder, I'm just going to spoil it. He's going to be the man of the match. Forget the player ratings. He's the man of the match. I had half a mind that I was going to do a show at halftime just solely because I was losing my mind with Altayar Baynder and his kicking. His kicking was absolutely atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. And I was losing my mind that I almost had to do a show at halftime just to rip him apart for his kicking and just say, why is this guy starting in a match of this caliber? Why is he playing today? Why? And that question was answered because the saves that this man made were absolutely brilliant, and he saved us, and he is the reason why we won. I mean, not the reason, but he is the huge reason why we won. We have other big reasons as to why we won, which is all the other players that I mentioned as well, on top of the players I haven't mentioned yet. But I mean, Bayender just pulled out absolute worldly saves left and right. I don't know where they came from, but he just started pulling them out, and it answered a few questions as to why did we buy him? Why has he been on our team? And I guess it's for those reasons that, you know what, he may suck with his feet. He may not be able to kick a ball. A blind person might be able to kick a ball better than him, but he can save. He is a shot stopper, and we saw that today, and he showed it. And when it and his time today, he was a hero today. He stepped up, and this is what's important about a team, right? Because my father called me up today in the middle of the match, and he was telling me, why is it always, if it's not one player that ruins it for us, another player ruins it for us? And why is it always, if it's not that player today, it's another player that day? And you know what? He is right, but sometimes that happens. But what you need is a player like Altay Bayındır to step up and have a game and counteract that. And other players to counteract that and overwhelm that and come out on the other side. And in Manchester United fashion, we won that game today. In Manchester United true fashion, we won that game today, because in Manchester United fashion, we don't make anything easy for us. We never have, we never will. We always make it the most difficult way. But in the end, we come out on top. In the end, we find a way to win. And that win today was typical Manchester United fashion, the real Manchester United. And I'm really proud of the boys today. They showed a lot of fight. They showed a lot of character, and they deserve their flowers. They absolutely deserve their flowers. They deserve their praise. For as bad as we've been all season, these two matches, back-to-back matches, shows what this team is capable of and what Amorim is working on. And I believe in this manager. I believed in him since he came here. I'm going to continue to back him, rightfully so. I think he has the right ideas. I think he has the right philosophy, and I think he has the right mentality. And I think it's going to take a lot more time, and I think there's going to be a lot of bumps and hiccups from this point going forward. I don't think it's going to be smooth sailing. I think we have highs right now. I think we're going to hit some lows. It's part of the process. It's part of the project. But I'm telling you now, I can see what this man is trying to build. I listen to every word that this man says in his interviews, and everything he says is what every Manchester United fan has been saying for over the past 10 years. He understands Manchester United. He understands what the identity of this club is supposed to be. He understands what this club, the history is, and what this club is, and what this club has been built on. And I believe 110% he is the right man for this club. Now, all I demand is Ineos, do your damn job and back this fucking manager properly. Do not let this opportunity fall through the cracks like we've done in the past, because I think he is absolutely the man for the job. Hands down, and nobody can tell me otherwise. I don't want to hear anything about tactics. I don't want to hear anything of that. I don't want to hear it, because listen, he's come in, he's been put in a hugely difficult position to come in and take over this team with the little time that he's got in training. And we've been in a very bad period prior to the past two games, and we've had two huge games, and they've come up and they've shown that that they have balls, that they have some fight about them, and that they can do it. And I believe that Ruben Amorim has something about him that he's getting these players to buy into it, right? He's come in, he's made a huge call on Marcus Rashford and said, you are not what I want in this Manchester United team. He has been out of this Manchester United team, and I think we're seeing some sort of a reaction to that, in that the players are just buying into him. They're buying into the system, and there's a belief there. But it's not just a belief in Ruben Amorim. It's a belief in the team. It's a belief in each other, and we have been missing that for quite some time. So, let me get to the chat. Let me get to the chat though. Lyle asking me how you doing, Eric. Hope you're feeling better. Glad to see you tonight. Well, I'm glad to be here. I'm feeling a little bit better. The chat just exploded. It wasn't as big as I just seen it, but yeah, I'm not 100%. I'm probably like 50. Really, I probably shouldn't be doing this, but I had to. I couldn't not do it. I couldn't not do it. Not after this. Not after this. If the players gave us everything they had and they were out there dying, 10 men on the pitch, and they were absolutely exhausted, I can go on stream for a little bit and come chat with you guys and give my thoughts. So, you know, Grace said only 103 fever. You'll be fine. Yeah, I'll be fine. Don't worry about me. I'm good. Axelot says, we showed them we are Manchester United, we are greatness. Well, absolutely. I mean, this is what this club is built on, Axelord. This is what this club is built on. We defy all odds. We've done it throughout our history. That's what we are. That's why we are Manchester United. We've seen it all. We won the lot. We're Manchester United, and we're never going to stop. And we're never going to die. We're never going to die. We can't die. It's in our history, and the people that aren't Manchester United fans, they don't understand this about our club. They don't understand it because they don't understand the history ingrained throughout this club. We may have been shit for 10 years, but at some point we will come back because we always have. We always have, and we always will. And I think now is a time that, you know, it may be on the cards. It may be on the cards under this manager. I do truly believe in this this man. I just you know, I listen to him and what he says, and he's absolutely spot on in every press conference he's given so far. Everything he said, he just understands this club. He understands what it's gonna take. He understands, you know, what we want and where the club is supposed to be and what it needs to return to what it's supposed to be. So let's give this man as much time. Let's give this man as much support as possible. You know, Arteta's probably getting sacked in the morning, which is another positive. Because this man is blaming balls and talking about community shields or trophies and whatnot. So, you know, take your cashmere sweater and, you know, I don't know, go on holiday or something. Axlord says Amorim is the man. He instilled the right mentality to the players. Well, this is what I'm saying, Ax. I mean, I think that's gonna. It's always gonna take some time. And I think, listen, I think I'm still expecting some dips. Hopefully, this gives us, you know, that spur of what we were talking about. Of maybe we get a nice little run of games where maybe we win, you know, or maybe we get a nice like 5 results on the bounce, something we haven't been able to do for a good amount of time, and maybe this is it, and this is why we said in the last show this Arsenal match was actually very important, and I actually wanted this Arsenal match because typically we play a Manchester City, a Liverpool, or an Arsenal. We have a big game against them with a good result. Then we go play a small team like a Southampton or something, and then we shit the bed. And we couldn't afford that opportunity because we played Liverpool and we're playing Arsenal in an FA Cup. And listen, just about the match itself for 1 second. I mean, the first half was a little bit meh, but that second half bring back United Arsenal vibes of the 90s. I mean, it was rough. There was tackles flying in. It got very heated. Listen, you know, so it brought a lot of excitement. It had that vintage vibe to it. There was no VAR, which, you know, was driving me a little bit crazy because there was also sorts of questionable calls going on left and right. You know, they got a penalty that was never a penalty. Helen Keller wouldn't have given it a bloody penalty. So, you know, I don't know what the hell the ref was on, but, you know, ball never lies. Bayern saved it, and rightfully so, because they shouldn't have scored from it, because they should have never even gotten it. So I feel like justice was served today. We played a brilliant match plan. We frustrated Arsenal. Bruno scored a brilliant goal. They scored a good goal. It was off of our mistake, but we went down to 10 men. Dalot should have never went to the ground, but every foul we made was a yellow card for us. 5 yellow cards to us. They had like 0 yellow cards. So one-way refereeing, in my opinion. You could say whatever you want, but Lion says, I think Axelord's account has been hacked. Way too positive. Well, sometimes you just need a little bit, you need something to buy into. You need a little bit of belief. You need a little bit of positivity. Sometimes you need to see it. Sometimes something needs to happen that you can latch onto it. That's all it is. I think that's all Axe needed, was he needed a little bit of extra belief. He just needed something to buy into. That's all it is. That's all it is. I think he's all right. Lyle says, Altai channeled his inner De Gea. That was David De Gea level performance. I think that was even, I don't know, maybe Van der Sar. Because De Gea don't save penalties. So I would say he channeled his inner Van der Sar at that point. Ray is in here. Says, hi, happy Reds. Lions saying, Bayender had a great game indeed, but man, he needs to work on his passing. I mean, his kicking is absolutely awful. Absolutely awful. I'm not joking you when I wasn't gonna do a live stream, but I was getting so angry with his kicking that I was gonna do a live stream just to berate him. In the fact of, I was like, why did we play this man and he can't kick a ball? Because it was hurting us massively. His kicks were absolutely awful, but he made up with it for his saves. So I'll let him slide. I let it slide because at the end, his saves won us the match. And he is absolutely hands down man of the match, unequivocally. There's no doubts about it. But Maguire had an absolutely brilliant game. If it wasn't for Bayender's crazy saves and the numerous amounts of saves, there would be an argument for Maguire, man of the match. There would be an argument for Dalot. There would be an argument for Martinez. There would be an argument for multiple players on the pitch out there today. Absolutely brilliant. And for the amount of words I had, I'm almost out of words. I can only say so many different things. But Axelord is saying, their mentality was spot on today, fighting for everything, sticking together, using the brains, and Amorim we trust forever. And yes, and this is what I think they've been working on, and I think these are the little things that he spoke about, the basics. I don't know if any of you remember in his press conferences, he spoke about we need to get the basics, and I think these are the basics, the mentality. Sticking together, using the brains. These are the basics. It's not about intricate little tactics and these hipster tactic things. Those things are all great when you have the base, when you have the foundation. But if you don't have the foundation, those intricate tactics and those those things are completely useless. They're completely useless because you're never going to get to them. You have to get the foundation. And I think those are the things that, Axe is pointing out here, that, you have to have this mentality of fighting for everything, trusting your teammates, sticking together when things aren't going your way in the match. That is the game of football. One moment you're up, one moment it's going completely against you, and you got to fight through that adversity. And these were the problems that we were suffering in matches and why we couldn't pull out results. And it seems like we found a little bit of the key, a little bit of the recipe. I think we obviously have a lot more work to work towards to sit there and be like, okay, we've sorted this out. I think it's too early to say we've 100% patented this down. It's way too early for that, but it's there. We have our hand on the doorknob. We have our hand on the doorknob and we have the key. Unlock the door. walk through the bloody door and never look back. That's what we need to do. I think we're there. I think we're there. It's there for the taking. It's on the edge of our tongue. It's on the tip of our tongue for sure. Gray says, so now we gotta beat Southampton 12-0. No. No, we don't have to beat Southampton 12-0. We just need 3 points. We just need 3 points. A good display. Keep the same mentality. Go out there, unified as a team, strong in character as we've been for the past 2 matches. Continue to build step by step, match by match. We go. We keep going. But I think it's important, Grace. I think it's important because I think another test now, right? We had 2 big tests. I think another big test, and people are going to be like, well, Southampton ain't no Arsenal and they ain't no Liverpool. Fair enough. But I think for Manchester United standards and terms for where we've been, I think a big test is we are now going to play a smaller team, even though, you know, they're performing pretty well, right? They're performing pretty well in the league. But, listen, they're a smaller team. We need to have the same mentality. We need to have the same fight. We have to have the same, you know, just the same character about us in the same match. We need to bring this no matter who we're playing. It doesn't matter if we're playing first place or 28th place. It doesn't matter. We need to bring this. And that's the consistency that we're looking for. And that's how we know if we've actually got something on our hands. So that's what I'm going to be looking for when we go to play Southampton. Richard is in here, and it's good to hear from Richard. Richard says, evening all. Great effort by the team, except for Diego Disaster. Special praise for Harry Maguire and Altay Bayender. Well, listen, when Harry Maguire came off, I clapped him off in my room here. I clapped him off in the television. You know, standing here by myself, I stood up and I clapped him off because I think he deserved it. He absolutely did. He's shining through in this system. And many of us expected it because he always performed well in a you know, in a 3-back or a 5-back, whatever you want to call it. But you know, he's been brilliant. And he deserves his praise for sure. So yes, absolutely fantastic. I don't want to miss anybody's chat, but this thing is jumping around like. Yeah, see, even Lyle's saying YouTube is bugging, entire chat disappeared on mine. Yeah, I know, it's glitching out here. So, we'll do live player ratings in a second. So that's good. If you want, please smash the like button because it helps the channel grow. And if you don't want to do it for us, at least do it for Manchester United, and for the win and for the boys. Smash a like on the channel, on the video for us. But if you enjoyed the content, you know, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when we go live. We go live weekly. We're here after every match doing a Red Devil recap. Even when we're sick and we just had 103-degree fever, we have the dedication, we have the heart. So yes, Collier was very impressive as well. Well, I'm glad you brought that up because that's totally slipped my mind, but I did think about it in the match. Collier was absolutely brilliant when he came on. He was tough. He was tenacious. He had the high energy. He had the strength. He was very, very good. Very, very good coming on. And I'm very, very happy for him. You know, it was a very good performance from him. And he was exactly what we needed. He was exactly what we needed. And I think this is also a little bit of credit, you know, to Ruben Amorim as well. I'm going to slide him a little bit of credit, right? Because he didn't put in Casemiro. He could have put in Casemiro. He could have put in Christian Eriksen. He didn't. He put in Collier. And I think I've been saying, I know Ruben Amorim wants to use these younger players. I know he does. And I know he's going to bring them in. And I know he's going to make them part of the squad. It's just a matter of time. And I think once the team builds a little bit more on this strength, on this unifying as a team, this resilience that they showed in the past 2 matches. I think once we've solidified that, I think we're gonna see some of these younger players like a Collier, you know, and whoever else come in and be used, because number one, I think he's going to have to, solely for the fact of we don't have a lot of transfer funds. So we can't just go and buy whoever we want. So we're going to have to fill and plug some gaps using some of the youth products that we have. Collier is definitely one. He's been on the edge for quite a little bit. He's been in and around the first team. He's been there, and then he's kind of gone missing a little bit, and he's come back. So I think he's definitely one. Malacia even came in. I was a little bit worried because of what we've seen, from him previously. But he came in. He had a good performance as well. He had a nice tackle on Sterling. Played him brilliantly to the outside. Made a brilliant tackle on him at that moment. So it was very good all around from every player. Even Diego Dalot, performance was good, except for that stupid tackle that he did. That stupid split-second decision that he made. And that's where I'm disappointed in him, because for me, I think he knows better. He knows better. He knows better. He does know better. And these are those little things that we need to clean up. We need to clean up. He should know, you don't go to ground. You're on a yellow card. You don't go to ground. No, especially in that position. There is no need to go to ground in that area of the pitch. They weren't threatening on our goal. They weren't on the side of the box that, you're potentially stopping a cross or stopping a goal from coming in, a really good chance from happening. There was no need for it. So, I gotta blame, Dalot deserves his blame for that. It was very bad from him. Unfortunate, because I like Diego Dalot, but Grace says, breaking news, Arteta is now working for McDonald's. Well, hopefully he salts the fries and he flips the burgers. He might blame the spatula and say that the spatula wasn't the right spatula or something like that. I don't know. Axe says he needs to go. Well, thanks, Axe, for stopping by. Cheers. Appreciate it. We'll talk later. Richard says, well, Bruno said on the BBC interview, anyone can get up for these games, Liverpool, Arsenal, but now we need to bring this performance to all the other teams we're going to play. Well, I didn't see that, but thank you, Richard, for bringing that to our attention. And, Bruno is absolutely right. But, I think it's important that this message is coming, from the captain. But not only is it coming from the captain, I know that there are other players that are going to be sentimenting that same message. And that message is coming from the manager. And we all know it's coming from the manager, because Ruben Amorim will say the same thing in his press conferences without a doubt. I haven't seen a word anybody has said. I know 100%. I'm pretty sure he's already said it, but I know he will say it again, and he's absolutely right. And they're right. And they're right because it's the same things we've been saying for time. So, that's what I want to hear from our captain, and that's what I want to hear from our players. Everybody has to be on the same page. Everybody has to be bought into this mentality. And if they are, the more, the better, and the stronger we're going to be. So, Lion says, but if it's a big but, as Alan Shearer loves saying, if Arsenal had a decent center forward, it could have been completely different. Well, you know what? But they don't. They don't. And they've made their bed, and they got to lay in it. Every person out that's not an Arsenal fan has been saying for 3 seasons that they need a center forward. They haven't gone out and bought one. That's on them. I have no sympathy for them in any regard. In that manner, they've chosen to go down their path, and they don't have one, and so be it. This is their team. This is their team, and they have to deal with it. Grace saying soon Arteta will be saying, would you like fries with that? RSV's message has been retracted once again. I don't understand why. Lyle says, I have to say Arteta sucks ass. The over-reliance on set pieces and corners is what outdone them. We had to defend tactics today, and we couldn't play forward at all. Arteta's football is boring. Well, listen, I told my Arsenal fans, I told my Arsenal friends weeks ago, I think it was when we played them originally in the league, and we lost from the 2 set pieces. And I told them, I said, listen, I said, you can be happy that you beat us. You know, they were gloating and they were all cheery and they were saying, Arsenal, Arsenal, Arsenal. And I'm like, listen, that's fine. You want to do that, that's fine. But I'm telling you from a standpoint, and I'm not even being salty and I'm not even being sour about it. But I'm like, you're playing home. You barely had, you know, most of the possession. You didn't really outshoot us. You didn't dominate us, and you're home. You beat us on 2 set-piece goals. And I'm saying, if I'm an Arsenal fan, I'm worried about that performance because from set pieces, that's not sustainable. You're not going to be able to sustain winning matches solely relying off of free kicks and especially corners. And what has happened since that time is they have suffered either draws or defeats because they can't score, and the goals from the corners have dried up, or the goals from the set pieces have dried up. And today they barely did anything from open play. You know, barely. They scored the 1 goal, which, you know, it was a good take from Gabriel, but it was a little bit, it was fortunate in my opinion. It took a nice deflection, and it went into the net. So, you know, those things happen. But other than that, they didn't do too much. And I want to also say one other thing. I'm so happy that we didn't sign Raheem Sterling. That guy, that T-Rex of a player is absolutely cooked, 110%. I'm so glad he went to Arsenal. That man has absolutely nothing in his game. All he's got is speed. He's got no end product. He is absolutely cooked. He should be playing in the Saudi Arabian League. And I'm so happy that Manchester United didn't sign him because I never wanted him. I didn't like him. I never liked him for quite some time. I didn't think he was good enough. And the fact that he's gone to Arsenal just makes me happy because he is terrible. He is terrible. And they deserve him. They absolutely deserve him. So Richard says, I thought Lenny Yoro was really cool with his penalty. Oh, the Lenny Yoro penalty was phenomenal, actually. It was a brilliant penalty. I mean, he slotted that into the side netting, calm, cool, collected, and everybody's penalty was very, very good. Very, very good. And that was something else that I was a little bit taken back by because I've seen this in penalties and I've seen this bottle shit in penalties and I've seen this, you know, not look confident in penalties, and we looked absolutely confident in all our penalties. We took our penalties absolutely brilliantly. We never looked like we were going to miss the penalty. There was no chance. And I'm just so happy that Xerxes scored his because I didn't want him to be the villain. He didn't deserve it. And I feel like he, you know, a little bit justice was served in that, you know, he didn't deserve to be booed. The United fans tried to make amends for that. They cheered him on in the following game when he came on to try and make amends for that. But, you know, it's good that he got the game-winning, the match-winning penalty. A little bit of positivity, a little bit of confidence booster for him. Well-deserved because he's had a really tough time. You know, if you don't think he's good enough, he ain't good enough. I still have my reserves about if he's good enough. But, you know, it's his first season, and he didn't deserve the reception, you know, that treatment that he got. I think that was a little bit over the top. So, but yeah, absolutely. Lion saying bloody hipsters. Gray saying Fraudetta needs to go back to being Pep's bitch. And then said woof woof. Ray says, you know what I noticed? When we change players, we keep playing the same level. Well, yeah, and that's another thing, but that's about building the squad. That's about building the foundation. That's about building, you know, the things that Ruben Amorim says, the basics. You know, when he says basics, I think people were thinking about, you know, making 5-yard passes to each other. That's too far basic. Basics in terms of mentality, attitude, you know, fighting for every ball. Those are the basics. Those are the things we've been complaining about. Players not walking. Players giving everything on the pitch. You know, when you got nothing left. You know, our players put their bodies on the line. The past 2 matches, they're absolutely beaten to shit. But as they should be, because that is the minimum when you're wearing a Manchester United shirt. That is the minimum when you are representing our club. That is the basic of a Manchester United football club. And that is the basics that I believe that he was talking about. And that is the basics that he is trying to build, because we haven't had it. It shouldn't be, but that's where we found ourselves. And I think that's where we've gotten to. So, just real quick, I just want to shout out everybody that smashed the like button. Thank you. If you haven't done so and you want to support us, please do so. It helps the channel out. It helps us grow, and we greatly appreciate it. So thank you for that. If you're new and you just subscribed, thank you for that as well. We welcome you to the community and to the Red Devil family. And we look forward to hearing from you and seeing from you in our future shows. But back to the chat, because the chat is lively right now. And Grace says, hit the like button or you will have horrible nightmares tonight that will ruin your life. Yes, you don't want those. So smash the like button or you will be haunted by Grace and Dalot in your dreams. Grace also saying, guys, let's be honest, it's only Arsenal. Well, yeah, I mean, it's only Arsenal. It's only Arsenal. So, Richard says he hit the like button. Thank you, Richard. Appreciate it. You always hit the like button, though. We expect that from you. Because you're always here and you're always supporting the channel. Lyle says Collier must have done something in training to warrant that appearance. Amorim recognized he needed to match the energy in some way. Well, I think maybe so. And I think definitely so, because I think if you listen to Amorim, you have to like any other manager, you got to show something in training to get your opportunity in the match, right? And I think he's been showing it for quite some time, but I think he's been a little bit reserved because, again, we got to have some type of foundation for these younger players to come into. It's all well and good that we want to promote the youth, but when we had the class of '99, look at the team that they walked into. There was a foundation for them. There was an atmosphere. There was an ethos. There was something for them to kind of get an arm around them and bring them in and guide them. We don't really have that right now. So I feel like maybe he's been a little bit reluctant to bring these sorts of players into the matches and kind of throw them into the fire. They don't really deserve it. And maybe he's seen, all right, there's been a little bit of a spark. There's been a little bit of a fight in that last Liverpool match. And this kid has been doing things good in training, and we need him. And he's got the legs, and he's hungry, and he's young, and he's got the energy. And Casemiro don't got that no more, and Eriksen don't got that no more. So let's bring him on the bench. Maybe an opportunity arises in the match. And as the match went on, we showed that fight. We showed that desire. We needed a little bit of energy. We needed a little bit of legs when players were getting tired. And he put in Collier. And Collier went in and took the opportunity and rose to the occasion. So, Amorim deserves credit. Collier deserves credit. And this is how this works. This is a team aspect. It always will and always has been. And anybody that will tell you otherwise is misguided or is blinded by something else, because football is a team sport. It's always been and always will be. It can never just be just the manager, and it can never be just the players. It is a unified group thing, and you need all aspects working together. And right now, I certainly feel like we have that in this moment, and we have to build on it, because it's not. It can collapse. It's too early. It's too new. It's too fresh. It can light up in flames instantly. It's not strong enough yet, but we can build it into something concrete. So Grace says that the low tackle. Jeff Hutchinson saying the FA should be employing the best refs around the world. Well, I don't know where they're getting the refs from, Jeff Hutchinson, because these refs are absolutely disgraceful. For me, the ref was one-way refereeing. It was absolutely just a disgrace of refereeing. It was heavily one-sided to Arsenal. And it's funny because Arsenal, the biggest complaint is about the refs. They have a whole conspiracy theory of how the refs are against them and stuff. And certainly in that match, I don't think they can argue in any way that the ref was against them. How about the Bruno Fernandes foul that was on the edge of the box in the beginning of the match? Wasn't given. I mean, blatant foul, absolutely blatant foul. How you don't give that as a foul is beyond me. And then you give them the penalty that was never a penalty. So, you know, I don't know where they get these refs from. Are the refs sponsored by Specsavers? I mean, if they were sponsored by Specsavers, I think they would be able to see what the hell they're calling on the pitch. So, maybe they should be sponsored by Specsavers. Get them some contact lenses. Get them some glasses or something. I don't know. Lion says, today was a great redemption story for some players. Well-written script. Not even bloody Hollywood could write that script. Not even bloody Hollywood could write that script. It was a great redemption story for some of the players, yes. But here's the thing. This badge that's over there, that badge, this badge that's right here, right? This badge and that shirt demands a lot. It has a lot of weight to it. And it's all well and good that you did it last match, and it's all well and good that you did it this match. But the demands of this club, no matter where we are, we expect you to go and do it again. And these players, I hope, a majority of them have finally bought in and have finally understood, what it is. That this is demanded, and this is a minimum every single match. If you want to be here and if you care about the club, you have to be doing this week in, week out, match in, match out, 3 times a week. Bruno Fernandes said something similar about it. He said 2 times a week, 3 times a week, whatever it is, I don't care. It doesn't matter. We have to do it every game. And he's absolutely spot on, and he's echoing what the manager has been saying. So it seems like that message is getting across to the players, which is good. Because it seems like maybe the culture and maybe the mentality and maybe the attitude is shifting within this group and this squad of players. And this is something similar that happened at Sporting as well. When Ruben Amorim took over Sporting, it was very toxic. The players, some of them were very bad. They weren't good. But when he took over, again, I will remind you, when Ruben Amorim took over Sporting, right before he took over Sporting, the fans of Sporting broke into their own players' locker room, dressing room, and attacked the players. I mean, it doesn't get any more toxic than that. And Ruben Amorim took over that moment and period on that Sporting team of that toxicity, and he managed to turn it around and turn them into a team that was winners, that was champions, that fought for each other, that had respect for the club, that had respect for the fans, and the hope is that he can do it for Manchester United. And maybe it seems like that's what's happening right now, because the shift in the feeling of the dynamic of the team in the last 2 matches is completely 360 degrees to what was prior to these 2 matches. So, Lyle says Xerxes slotting in the winning penalty was so poetic. Seeing the machine gun celebration was beautiful. It was justice, poetic justice. We're gonna call it. Grace says, I don't think we need loads of signings, maybe 2 or 3. I think we need, for right now in January, I think we need 2 solid signings, a left wing back, and a 10 or a striker. I would even maybe even say, it depends who leaves and who goes, but I would even say maybe even a midfielder. Solely for the fact that we got Ugarte, we have Mainu, there's Collier. But, if Casemiro's going and Eriksson is finished, I feel like we need some depth there. So I feel like we need 1 player there. I would grab 1 player there. Somebody with legs. Somebody with legs. to just give us a little bit more depth in there. Because again, we can't rely on Mount. Casemiro seems like he's going to be sold, and rightfully so. We should sell him. Ericsson doesn't seem like he's going to be sold, but he's not really reliable, and I don't trust him. You know, to match what we've seen today and what we've seen, against Liverpool. So I think we need somebody there as well. But for right now, if we could get 2 solid signings in January, I think that would be very good. And then we continue to reform the team in the summer, and maybe we get another 3 or 4 signings. I do think we still need to improve the squad as much as possible. Again, I'm greedy. I want as much top quality as possible. I don't care who it necessarily pushes out. We need as much top quality as possible to create the strongest team as possible, to create the strongest depth as possible, because that's what's going to make us win. You've seen the previous seasons of where Manchester City have gone on to win the league and Arsenal have faltered or Liverpool have faltered. And the reasons are because Manchester City had 2 top tier starting 11 squads. The other teams did not have that. And when injuries come in or players are out of form, they had really good ability to come in and step in for those players, and that's what's gonna make you win, but that's what's gonna make you just the strongest. So we need as much top quality as we could possibly get. Richard says, I think 3 signings would put us in good shape. 3 signings is fair. I agree. Plus high earners exits will also help us shape them. Well, we need to get at least 2 minimum, because I don't think Manchester United can't come up with the excuse that we don't really have funds. They have to figure that shit out, because I think if you don't reinforce the squad in January and we miss out on European football, we're going to lose money. And then in the summer, they'll come out and say, well, we don't have Europe, we've lost money, so now we don't have funds, and we're going to fall further and further behind. We need to take a chance on getting funds. You got to take the risk and go for it. We have to go for it, because we can't, otherwise we'll go backwards. We have to put money. We have to get some players for Ruben Amorim. They have to do it. They cannot not do it. Ray's saying the refs going back to their full-time jobs, working at Arteta's backroom staff tomorrow. Well, they're gonna be his staff in McDonald's, salting the fries and flipping the burgers. That's where they belong. Class of '99 is a classic sci-fi movie, by the way. Bruno should have had a free kick, and when Alan Shearer defends Bruno, it's true. Well, yeah, he should have. Everybody said it was a foul. So, Mbappe apparently with a beauty. The line says, "Oh, Alan Shearer was was dear, so please don't take my social." Over the next 2 seasons, I think we'll see a lot more with the youth come through. I think by next season, we'll see a lot of the youth come through. I think once we get to the summer, we're able to move a couple players around, and we're able to get a couple players around. And I think once we build on the progress of this foundation of these players, just with, again, the basics of the mentality, the character, the fight, the attitude, those basics. I feel like once we get to the end of the season and we've built that more and more and more, and it should be stronger by the time we finish the season, I think we'll see. I think by next season, I think we should see some more of the youth come in. I do believe that. Richard said, I think we need someone who gets you goals week in, week out. Maybe. But we'll see, because we need to create more chances as well. So, one of my sporting friends, he was arguing with me, saying, listen, he was like, you guys want to get Gaio Perez, or Gaio Curtis, however you pronounce his name. They were like, but he was like, that man's not going to be doing anything because there ain't no service. He's like, I watched poor Rasmus Højlund running around, And even he says this, and he's a Sporting fan. He don't watch the Premier League like that. He watches, he's been watching Manchester United games because he's been watching Ruben Amorim. He wants to see how it's going, whatever. And even he readily, quickly identifies that, like, he's like, you guys are gonna get Guy Ocares. He's like, you're gonna stick him up there. And he's like, and what the hell is he gonna do? Because where's the service coming from? He's like, you guys got to get in the players that are gonna provide the service first. Then he was like, then get Guy Ocares. You know. Grace says, so if we go for a 10, should Ahmad go back to right wing back? Well, yeah, why not? Listen, I Ahmad Diallo can play wherever. I don't think Ahmad Diallo is even fussed about where he plays, because Ahmad Diallo plays with, like, he just gets on the field and he has one thing in mind, and he's like, I'm gonna do a job for the team. You could stick me in fucking center back for all I care. I'll play it as good as I possibly can. And he's gonna play as hard as he can. So I don't think Ahmad is too fussed. Which is a good thing to have, because that means that, you don't really have to worry about, like, oh, I can't play Ahmad here because he don't play as good here and he doesn't really want to play here, and if I put him here, his performances dip. Like, that doesn't seem to be a problem with Ahmad. So yeah. But we need to sell to buy, one in, one out. Well, I think Rashford is definitely gonna go. He's not playing, and I don't see him staying. There's no way. So I think somehow, one way or another, he will be out. And I think Casemiro is going to Saudi. So I think that's gonna be 2 out. And I think maybe we could get 2 in, at the very least, or at the very least 1 in. When Havertz stepped up to the spot, I knew he was going to miss. That guy is a cow. Richard says, yes, we need to clear players out. Grace has provided us a list saying Casemiro, Rashford, Mount, Anthony, Maguire, Shaw, Ericsson, Lindelof, all off the wage bill. Our wage structure looks completely different. I absolutely agree with you. Although I do think Maguire is going to stay. And here's the thing. I think if Manchester United offer Maguire a new deal, you give him a 2-year deal, you give him less wages, and he accepts it, I'm okay with that. I think it's a win-win. He gets to stay at Manchester United. I think he wants to stay at Manchester United. We reduce his wage, which is what we're ultimately looking to do. And he's been pretty good for us, so I can't hate that in any way. So maybe that's what happens. The list that Grace has provided, I'm pretty much on par with all of that. Casemiro, Rashford, Mount, he's not going to stay fit. I think it's proven. Anthony, for sure. Shaw is another one. Ericsson, for sure. Lindelof as well. But yeah, we're not getting any money for Rashford. We'll get money for Rashford. Maybe not immediately, but listen, whatever we got to do, even if we clear half his wages, right? Even if we have to pay half the wages and we clear half the wages, that's still half the wages immediately off. So yes. By the way, I don't know, I forgot to mention, so I didn't mention, but we have been accepted as a YouTube partner. I don't know if the super chats are available. I don't know if you guys can send them. I don't know if they're there. I don't know if I have to send them up. I've been sick, so I haven't been able to look into that, but I did submit the channel to YouTube to become a YouTube partner. They accepted it, so we are officially a YouTube partner as of right now. So we should have super chats. I believe I have to enable them though, and I don't know how to do that. And I didn't look into it, so I don't know if those things are there. And there should be some other things that come along with that. So we're gonna have to look into that as well. But I should let you guys know that we are now officially a YouTube partner. So Grace says we can. That's fine. That's probably because I have to enable them somehow. And I didn't have time to look into that. So, but you guys should know that we have been accepted into the YouTube partner program. So the channel is officially a YouTube partner, which is very, very good. It's a big big achievement, and thank you guys for all of your support and the journey that we've been on. And without you guys, we wouldn't be able to you know have done that. So really, it's an achievement for you guys. You guys should be proud of yourselves for the dedication and the support that you guys are always here. Richard says, "Do we rule the world now?" Not yet, not yet. We're working our way slowly into world domination. Give me your address. I'll send you a super chat by mail, and you can read it out in the next stream. No, but don't worry about that. But I just wanted to let you guys know, because we had to submit it, and sometimes apparently it said it took weeks from the last time we did a show, and then they accepted it within 24 hours. So you know uh I'll give you my address, Grace, in a DM, and then she'll leak it, and then I'll have people at my doorstep, banging on. What we didn't do was live player ratings, so we'll do live player ratings real quick, and we'll Altai Bayender, what are we gonna give him, guys? What are we yeah, exactly, Eric, open up. Grace, I'm gonna give Grace my address. She's gonna be banging in my door at 3 o'clock in the morning because I gave Diego Dalot a 4. Altai Bayende, we're gonna give him an 8. I give him an 8.5. I'm giving him an 8.5. And he's getting a man in the match. His kicking, absolutely abysmal. It might still give me nightmares, but the saves, the shot stopping ability was De Gea-esque for the shot stopping in match saves, and the penalty saves was like Van de Sar-esque. So yeah, absolutely, just good for him. And you know what? He stuck it out, because there was a point where people were like, especially after the Tottenham match, they were like, he should never play again. People were like, maybe he should leave. He's been fighting for a spot. He's been fighting for a chance. He's stuck around. He said that he's going to stay here because he wants to stay here and he wants to fight for his opportunity. He was given an opportunity today, and he took it. And this is what it's all about. This is what it's all about. Grace is pissed at me. That wasn't the actual score for him today. I haven't decided what I'm going to give it to him. I'm just saying, Grace, if I give Dalot a 4, you'll be at my door knocking at 3 o'clock in the morning. And the reason why I gave Bayender an 8.5 is because I'm going to give Matthijs de Ligt an 8. I don't know what you guys are going to give him, but this is why, because I had to give him the highest score. So de Ligt is going to get an 8 from me. Maguire is going to get an 8 from me. And I would give Lisandro Martinez a 7.5. I think Lisandro was good. I think Maguire and de Ligt were just like that much more, they just stood out a little bit more. They were just a little bit more impactful in the match than Lisandro, but all three of them were brilliant today. Richard says he gives de Ligt a 7. Fair enough. I thought de Ligt and Maguire were absolutely brilliant. De Ligt had that sliding blocking of a shot, that I kind of thought was a little bit of poetic justice for that slide that he did against Liverpool, and he got beaten by Gakpo, and then they ended up scoring. And today he slid in the box and he blocked what was a very good opportunity and a very good, shot on target, and he got his body in it, and he blocked it. So, it was very, very good. And Richard said that he would give Maguire 7.5. Grace says next stream. So Grace sent me a mail. Eric opens it. Oh, it's just a picture of the Dalot. Hey, as long as it's just a picture of Dalot, right? No white powder, or any of that, funny stuff in the mail. We don't need any of that. I'll happily take just a picture of Dalot. Uh, United versus. Oh yes, thank you. I forgot to mention. United will play Rude Vanessa Roy's Leicester City in the fourth round of the FA Cup. Are we home or are we away? Because I know that we matched up against Leicester, but I don't know if we're home or not. So thank you for reminding me, Lyle. That's gonna be another cinema, um, you know, match to deal with. We are home. We are home. Okay, so that's good. A little bit of fortune, a little bit of help, which is always good. We need that. That's gonna be an emotional one, isn't it? It's gonna be an emotional one at Old Trafford. Rude Vanessa Roy coming back, yet again. This time in charge of Leicester City. And we're gonna have to root to beat him at Old Trafford, man. That's gonna be a good game. What day is that game? Does anybody know the date of the game? Mazawari, what are we giving him? 7. White powder. Is that why you're sick? I don't know, man. They tried to take me out. They tried to take me out, Grace. They don't want us to succeed. They don't want us to succeed, Grace. They tried to stop the channel. They tried to stop the movement. They tried to take me out. Um, no, we're all it's all jokes. 8th of February on my brother's birthday. Well, hopefully, we give your brother a nice birthday win then. Is he a United fan as well, Lyle? Or is he I think you told us one time, but I don't remember. Is he a United fan as well, or is he a fan of somebody else? Because I know sometimes in the families it gets very split. It gets very crazy. And I don't know how those things happen, but massive United fan. Okay, that's good. Because I know some families that it's like one person's a United fan, one person's an Arsenal fan, and one person's a Liverpool fan. And I never understand how that happens because, not for nothing, but if I'm the father and I got like 2, 3 kids, none of them are allowed to be fans of any other team than United. And if they so be it, then you're not living in my house. You could go find somebody that's whatever fan you want to be of. Go find one of them and you live in their house. You're not living in my house supporting an Arsenal or supporting a City or supporting a Liverpool or a Chelsea. Absolutely not. Go find somebody else. You're not under my roof. Ain't happening. So I don't know how those things happen, but yeah, they do happen. But that's good. So hopefully we give him a nice birthday present. Um, That's good though. But back to the player ratings. Before we get carried away. Um, yeah, they haven't been playing well, Richard. I know. I've been keeping my eye on Leicester. I've been watching their matches. Because I wanted to see how Rude is doing. They haven't been playing well. Mazawari, I'm gonna give him a 7. I think he gets a 7. He was absolutely gassed. Which is why Malasi had to come on for him. He was gassed. And I kind of feared for his life a little bit. I thought he might have. I thought he was going to pass out at one point, which thankfully he didn't. What's going on here? Your mother jumped ship to Chelsea. Oh hell no! That's not allowed. I'm gonna have to have a talk with your mother, Lyle. What is this nonsense? She jumped ship to Chelsea. What is this? I thought Tyler done okay. He's done okay. He's done okay, mate. He's done okay. Um, um, no, yeah, I thought he was good. I thought he was good, Richard. I actually thought he was good. I thought he was good. I actually really liked his performance. I liked what he gave us. I thought he was good. We'll get to that. But Maz, I'm gonna give him a 7. Ugarte, I'm gonna give him a 7. I give him a 7. Kobe. Kobe, I give him like a 6.8. Maybe a 7. Oh, I don't know. There was a lot for me to talk about Kobe in this match, or maybe I just wasn't paying enough attention to him. But again, I'm still like halfway delirious, you know. So, um, it was, and there was a lot in that match. So forgive me my transgressions, transgressions. So yes, um, Diego Dalot. Dun dun dun. All right, I'm not gonna give the score yet. Chat, you got to do your thing. Diego Dalot. Everybody, I want a score from everybody. Diego Dalot. What are you giving Diego Dalot as a score? Rich is giving him a 5. This is so when I give my score, Grace can't hate me. Rich is giving him a 5. Lyle's giving him a 5. Lions is giving him a 10.5. Oh, we've lost the bloody plot. We've lost the bloody plot. We've lost Lions to the dark side. He's been infected. He's been infected by Graysonism. Grace is deleting messages. She's banning people. It's over. The channel is in disarray. It's all gone off the deep end. It's all gone downhill. Grace is giving him a 16. It's all gone to shit. We've lost the plot. We've lost the plot. Because of him leaving the pitch, we became a better team. All right, I see what you done there, Lions. Fair enough. Fair enough. He's turned it back around. He's turned it back around. He's done a bit of a weave. He's done a nice weave. He's weaved it around. No, listen, I think a 5. I think a 5 is fair for today. Solely for the fact that he put us down to 10 men. He made our jobs and our lives harder than it needed to be. Grace says you all deserve nothing. Maybe very well so. Maybe I deserve nothing. I don't deserve anything anyway. I don't feel like I do. But listen. Let's be real for 2 seconds. I love the banter. But let's be real for 30 seconds. I hate that it had to be him. He knows better. I know Diego Dalot knows better. I know he's beaten himself up over because I know the type of player he is. And I know the type of character he is. He's beaten himself up. He knows he shouldn't have done what he did. He deserves a 5 for today because he put us down at a disadvantage. Luckily enough for him, I don't think anybody's really going to be talking about it. And nobody's really going to care because the bigger overarching story is that we won. Altaibander stole the show. Man of the match. The players' resilience. It's all positivity. I don't even really care too much about him getting the second yellow. It was stupid. It was foolish. He knows better. He shouldn't be going to ground in that area. But the main important thing is we stayed together as a team. We fought hard and we won the match. And I think that's the most important thing. And I don't think anybody's going to be, looking too much into Diego Dalot. So I think he gets a 5. Grace says she's going to ban all of you, and me and Eric can talk amongst ourselves. Well, that's it. That's it. The channel is over. All of is Dalot suspended only for the FA Cup? No, that goes into the league. That goes into the league. I'm highly sure. Unless they change the rules. Or I'm forgetting how the rules go. But I'm pretty sure that he can't play in the next league match. So he misses a game in the Premier League. Yeah. So that's gonna be, I guess, kind of interesting to see what happens. I assume maybe Malacia is gonna start. You know, I don't know. We'll see. I would have to turn it into a Diego Dalot channel. Yeah, yeah, we would. We would rebrand it into the Diego Dalot experience, and we would call it the DDE. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Diego Dalot experience. I'm your host Eric, with my co-host Grace. We're here talking about Diego Dalot. Uh, Today he went shopping at Aldi's because he couldn't play in the match, in the Premier League match, because he got a second yellow card in the last match against Arsenal in the FA Cup. He bought quite a numerous amounts of things for his house. But no, I'm taking the piss now. Uh, um, suspensions are served across all comps under the FA. Yes, I think it's always been like that. Eric streaming to one person. Maybe we stream just to Diego Dalot. Maybe he'll be a massive fan. I don't know. But yeah. Yeah. Dalot 5, Garnizzi. I'm gonna be honest. He did get the assist for Bruno, but I think overall play, I would give him a 6.5. I think he was pretty underwhelming today. Richard gives him a 6, which is fair enough. I gave him the extra 0.5 solely because he got an assist, but I think 6 average performance. I think he was very average today. Wasn't very impactful. And as you saw, Diallo came on, and Diallo made a much bigger impact, and had not a much bigger impact, but he was just more of an influence. He had more energy, a little bit more fight about him, was a little bit more involved in other areas besides just the attack. And yeah, so Grace says, we are here to talk about the world's best left back and the finest Portuguese player to ever exist, Diego Dalot. Stephanie is here, always joining us at late into the show, which we always save the best for last, which is why Steph comes in at the end. But Steph says, I'd give the whole team an 8, even Dalot, proper team effort. Well, that's the one thing that I would say, Steph. And actually I wanted to do that. And as you have an idea and then you get carried away in the flow of the show. But I did want to say that, like, as a team, as a whole, like, for the Manchester United squad, I want to give them an 8. I do. I think as a unit, as a whole, as a team, as a squad, I think the squad overall, they deserve an 8 today. For the performance. I do. And I think Steph is spot on there. Proper team effort, which is exactly what we want, and it's exactly what we've been asking for. So, that's what I'm pleased most about. I don't listen. We do player ratings because this is what the other fan channels, or whatever, the original fan channels, they created this. I'm not so much of a fan of it. I do it for the community. I do it because it's kind of a little fun thing, but I don't like to individualize things so much, because again, I'm all about the team aspect, the team effort. So I always try to look at the team as the whole, and not sort of individualize it too much. But yes, I think Steph is spot on. Absolutely. So I would give the team an 8. And let's finish this up. But Steph says, big up Eric and experienced Red Devil legends. Yes. Real Madrid. Oh yes, there's El Clasico. I forgot. Real Madrid 1, Barcelona 2. Yeah, I forgot the game was on today, which is probably why we had such high viewership at one point, and now it's just our loyalists still in here, because probably the other ones tuned out to go watch El Clasico, which is fine. Bruno Fernandes, what are we gonna give him? I give him a 7.5. Scored the goal, cracking goal. Again, gave a very, I would say, very good, hard-working performance, was everywhere. was a tougher match today. To kind of for him, to to show what he showed in the Liverpool match because we had far less of the possession, especially because we went down a man. So it was way harder for him to kind of get on the ball and show that side of the game. But he never stopped. He was good in defense, positioning, mentality. Making sure the team was on the same page and stuff. So, um, you know, um, yes, big up all of yourselves, and we have 15 likes, so that's very good as well. So, but yeah, Bruno Fernandez for me, 7.5. Scored the goal. It was a brilliant goal, by the way. And I love that pass from Garnacho because, uh, you know, it was just smart to lay it off away from the defenders on the edge of the box in the space to Bruno. And that's what I want to see, more things like that from Garnacho. I think his overall game needed a little bit more. He needed some more actions, but that moment was brilliant. From both of them. So, Rasmus Højlund, excuse me. Up Barcelona 3-1 to Real Madrid. And Real Madrid are home. Well, that is bad. If you're a Real Madrid fan, bad day for you at the office. Rasmus Højlund. Listen, I think I'd be nice to give him a 6. Wasn't involved really at all today. Struggled to hold up the ball at times. I mean, he had a hard job, battling with Gabriel and Saliba. But he was just very, very quiet. Didn't get involved much in the game. But to be fair, again, from the point of that, like, we had far less possession. He was kind of left up there alone on an island to battle it out between 2 or 3 players always. Um, you know, I don't know. I think there's a lot of people that are still going to be very overtly critical of him. And again, I still reserve that little bit of judgment for when we get the players in, or we get the team to actually be creating a numerous amounts of chances, and then he's not scoring them. That's when I'll really accept the harsh criticism of him. I still think that for me it's undecided. Um, but is Rashford at the Barcelona game? I don't know. Is he? Um, Richard says the reason I gave Garnacho a 6 was because under Eric Ten Hag he would have taken that on himself and went for glory. Which one? Where he passed it to Bruno? Walker going to Madrid. Well, he might go to AC Milan. I seen apparently, but I don't know. Amad Diallo, I'm gonna give him a 7. There's a lot of players we got to get through. We used a lot of players. Let's go through these quick because I kind of need to get out of here. No, as much as I enjoy chatting, I do need to get out of here. So, Amad Diallo 7. Toby Collier, I'm gonna give him a 7 for the effort and the performance that he gave us coming off the bench. I think he gave us a little extra something coming off the bench. Xerxes, I'll give him a 7 as well. Winning penalty came on. Had a couple moments in play as well. Why not? Malacia, I got him a 6.5. Had some impacts as well coming off the bench. Lenny, I give him the same 6.5. Although he converted his penalty as well, so good for him. Lion says everyone 10 out of 10, all done. Well, yeah, we could have just done that too and called the day. And Ruben Amorim, we're gonna give him another 8. We're gonna give him another 8. And then he gets a 7. Fair enough. You give him a 7. I didn't. I don't know. My mind was all over the place, so I wasn't really watching too much of Lenny when he was on the pitch. All I remember of Lenny was him putting the penalty in. So, I wasn't trying to overhype him or underhype him. So I kind of just gave him a 6.5. But 7, fair enough. You know, if we're 0.5 in between each other, we're pretty much on the same page. So fair enough. Southgate would have won 5-0. Southgate would have lost 13-0. And then yeah, Southgate would have lost 13-0, and then Manchester United would have put out a tweet promoting waistcoats, telling us to stay dry because it's pouring. Yeah. Ruben Amorim, I give him an 8, and obviously man of the match is Ataya Biander. Now onwards and upwards, Southampton on Thursday night need to collect 3 points. Is that when we're playing on Thursday night? Yeah, I didn't even get to wrap my head around the schedule yet. So, all right. Actually, let me take a look at that. Before we get out of here. So, so we have to play Southampton. We are home. It is a evening game for our UK people. It is afternoon game for me, and that is on a Thursday. And then we have to play Brighton, and we're home both matches. So hopefully, well, we're home for the next 3 matches in a row, which is Southampton, Brighton, and then Rangers. And hopefully, we continue this. We got a draw against Liverpool. We got a win against Arsenal in penalties with a man down. And now let's go and beat Southampton, and let's beat Brighton, and let's beat Rangers as well. So Lion TNT. What? That should be Lion's new name, by the way. I like that. Lion TNT. Can I add you on Discord, Eric? Yeah. You can add me on Discord. I need to get you my Discord name. My Discord name is Discord name is my Discord name is this. Discord name is this. And it's a picture of it's a profile picture of it's like a red and white background, and it's of Bruno Fernandes kicking a ball. So yeah. Hopefully that's right. Uh sometimes we need the dodgy streams, you know. But what I was gonna say, because I got all distracted. And stuff. So again, I just, I know I keep telling you this, I keep telling you this, guys, but like this, I keep running into issues. Like I just been sick for like a week and a half. So I'm gonna get the Discord up I'm gonna create a whole separate Discord. It's gonna be Red Devil Experience Discord. I'll get that up and running. We'll get a live call-in show. When I set up the Discord, I'll get the link. The link will be in the chat. I'll announce that as well, so then all of you can join in that Discord and whatnot. I probably need like I would say in 2 weeks. I probably need a couple days still to get over this. Um, so, but I will be a little bit more available, a little bit more free for streams for the time being, because the job that I was on is now over. So in the next at least the next week or two, or whatever, for the time being, as of right now, I will be around. I will be available. So I probably am not going to stream tomorrow, just so I can like rest and relax a little bit and recoup a little bit more. So if anything, um, look for a stream on Tuesday. And the stream Tuesday will probably do it at 7 p.m. UK time, which is 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, my time. But yeah, something just happened. Oh no. So yeah, yeah, so I'm not gonna stream tomorrow because I need to rest. I need to get a little bit I need to feel a little bit better because I'm still sick. But yeah, I promise that we'll get the Discord sorted out. I'm gonna create one. It's gonna be specifically for this channel. Um and and then we'll get a call-in show integrated from that, and we'll start moving forward on that. And that seems like in the next 2 weeks. I'm also gonna check out, what features we now have other than obviously the super chats. I know there's some type of memberships and stuff like that that come with it. Maybe we could see if we could do something around that. With the channel now being a YouTube partner. So yeah, we'll look forward to that. But other than that, that's pretty much about it. Grace sent it. Let me see if I got it. Notifications. I got it. A girl named Grace sent you a friend request. Accepted. Okay. I got you, Grace. Now she's gonna send me pictures of Dalot. Digitally. Uh but guys, listen, I'm gonna go. Cause I'm starting to the super chats are mandatory, guys. Super chats are not mandatory. Stop. Don't tell. Super chats are not mandatory. Super chats are something that if you want to do because you feel like you want to, nobody has to send the super chat. And in any way, in any shape or form. No, I don't want anybody to feel like they have to send a super chat. Please don't. Especially, I don't know any of your financial situations, especially if you don't have the best financial situation, please don't send me a super chat. I greatly appreciate it, but you don't have to do that. That will all come in due time, and we're still very early on in the journey. It's not about the super chats. It's not about the money. That money part, maybe that'll help us, grow the channel later on. But we're still very much where we are. We have a lot of growth to do. We have a lot more of the journey to take on. And I accept the challenge. And I enjoy it. I enjoy the grind. It's gonna be a good journey. Gonna be good, especially with you guys here. And we're gonna do it together as a team, as a family, as a community. Uh, we'll be okay. We'll be all right. We're gonna make something good out of this. Grace says, you know what to say. Go big or go home. Well, they do say that. I actually say that sometimes. But guys, listen. thank you again for always supporting. Thank you guys for coming here. I appreciate it. Thank you, for the discussion, the chats, and the support as always. It's been a very good show. It was very good to talk to you guys, especially because I had a miserable like 2 3 days, just feeling absolutely like death. I mean, on Friday, I didn't even know, nothing existed. I didn't look at my phone. I was in bed, and I slept. And all I did was wake up and take medicine and go back to sleep. I was what felt like I was on my deathbed. I wasn't actually, but it felt like that. Yeah, so that's why I couldn't even put out a. I wanted to put out a message to let you guys know that there was no way I was going to be able to do it, but I was just like, I can't even muster. I can't even muster the strength to type out a message. So that's why there was no communication on that day. And why I had to tell you guys the day after, but I know you guys understand. So um and big up to you guys. You guys make this 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 channel, this community special. You guys are the lifeline of this thing. Without you, I got nothing. So thank you everybody. We'll speak very, very soon. Look out for the show on Tuesday. Everybody enjoy the rest of your Sunday, the rest of your weekend, and enjoy a Monday. I know people don't like Mondays, but make the most out of it. It's another day to make something um you know it's another day to make something happen. It's another day to make something brilliant. It's another day to have a good day. So come on, United. United. Yes, cheers to all of you. Big up to all of you. We'll speak very, very soon. Be good, and enjoy yourselves and stay safe. And thank you once again for all the support. I appreciate every single one of you.